That Classic Rock Show is brought to you by the Rock Pile Jam Sessions and the Pub on 61, 2366 Ashley River Road, Charleston, South Carolina.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs, cats, Jews, Gentiles, Martians, Venetians, and anything else in between, and especially those who ain't sure yet. You still got time to figure it out. Welcome to That Classic Rock Show. I'm Shawnee, the Nature Boy Sean Dolby. Got fabulous Moolah Heather Rogers over here. And check it out. Our guest today, Erode the Dream. See, let me do my Dick Clark thing.
Right. Here,
Erode the Dream, ladies and gentlemen. Clap, 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 applause, applause.
While you're doing that, this is why we're here today.
Yes, because we're always doing something for a purpose.
Yeah.
Not only are we the centerpiece for the local bands here in Charleston, South Carolina, we have become the topic of discussion for everything rock and roll. And I'd like to start today off with a sincere rest in peace to, because y'all know how I am, Ozzy. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Y'all know I'm a Black Sabbath fanatic. That's how the show got started, me loving Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin so much. And from time to time, Archer's going to come on. We're going to talk a little trivia about Ozzy and so much going on. Let's get into Erode the Dream, though. Let's talk about this right now because they're alive and they're right here. And we got them. We got them, goddamn. We got them. Right here. Erode the Dream. Let's introduce yourselves, fellas.
Hello, hello.
Hello? No, I mean, who are you, man?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Oh, hi. Okay.
Damn it.
I'm Steve. I'm the drummer for Erode the Dream.
And I'm Mauricio. I'm the singer for Erode the Dream.
All right. That's good. Let's get four-piece band, right? Four-piece?
Five.
Five.
Yeah, that extra person to get together is so difficult.
2 guitars, 1 bass, drums, and vocals.
Okay.
Lots of sound.
Heather, you got some questions?
Well, I was going to first of all say, Maurizio,
Yep.
I saw you guys at Tin Roof. I think it was with John Revolta. It was John Revolta, right? Yeah.
One of those.
You give me Bruce Dickinson vibes. Like, I got chills. I just wanted to tell you that. I told Jonathan whenever, I think that night actually. But do you get compared to a lot of other like rock and roll singers? Like, do people tell you that you sound like
who, for example?
like anybody, like Bruce Dickinson? You know what I'm talking about when I say
Bruce Dickinson?
Yeah.
Great. That's a new one.
Really? Is it?
Wow.
Who do they typically tell you that you sound like?
In some part, they told me if someone said Lane Staley. There's a lot of grunge there. Maybe Axl Rose as well.
Yeah.
Some growls, and there's a mixture. Obviously, I grew up listening to all those bands.
Yeah.
And I always said that they were my kind of teachers, singing teachers, because I tried to sing exactly like them. And each album, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Soundgarden. So that way, I think I trained my voice.
Yeah.
And
so how would you describe your sound as overall?
Oh, man.
I have
You go first.
I like to say progressive grunge.
Okay.
Something like that, but each of us has different ideas.
I just go rock. I mean, it's,
That's what I was going to
just
say.
basic-
Rock.
yeah,
Basic
it's
rock.
Yeah, we are using this as a vessel for ourselves to experiment in many different ways.
Definitely.
I mean, there's some things that come out very classic, traditional rock vibe, and every once in a while we slick our hair back and go back to the emo vibe as well. So
So you encompass a few different genres then, I guess.
we all got a lot of loves.
Lots of
I'm
references.
holding the vinyl. You know, as a DJ, I'm a fan of vinyl. I love anybody who still has vinyl. I love it. Anybody who's willing to take the investment to invest into vinyl. I love it. How many projects have y'all recorded and have y'all done?
That's our first and our debut, which we're holding. We're currently back in the studio, and we're having a love-hate affair with that right now. But
I can imagine.
I think they said you had like 4. You have 4 that you've written, and you're working on some more. Is that right?
4 new songs. We are working on those right now. Yeah.
Oh, look!
This was
That's
an
gorgeous.
EP. It has 5 songs there, and now we are working on new for
New 4.
one.
You want to talk writing style? Do you guys work together to write? Is there somebody that primarily writes, or how do you guys do that?
That's cool, ain't it?
There's a clear version.
Beautiful.
I love this.
Absolutely
We
beautiful.
have a pink, clear version as well. About the writing, well, I think sometimes it comes first the music. As far as we have worked, the music has been there, and then I start writing. For this album, for example, obviously you write about what you're living, what you're feeling. That's like the creativity comes from. In that moment, I was making this transition to come here.
Okay.
So there's a lot of ideas around that part, the transition, the trip, the being distant from the family, from friends, and new place, new friends, etc. There's a lot of
So about
ingredients.
where were you coming from, and what was happening? Like, did you come here to join the band? Was that already a decision, like, or these are songs that you wrote before you joined Erode the Dream, or?
Well, I came here. I have been doing music a long time now, and once I arrived to Charleston, I talked to a couple of friends. It happens to be John's friends, and as well, telling them about I'm eager to sing. If they happen to know a band that it's needing for a singer.
Yeah.
Did that go over well with your speaking accent? Did that go over well? But was you telling that you wanted to sing? Because I'm sure some people probably were a little hesitant.
Oh no, swimmingly.
Well,
He was what we were looking for. We were looking for something outside the box. I mean,
You haven't heard him sing.
yeah. These
You're
and
incredible. No, I would give you.
this is where it kind of gets back to what you just originally your question here of the albums. I mean, when we wrote this first one, it became an exploration for John and I started jamming in the beginning. We had Ryan come in early on, and everybody came in as steps, so it allowed all these songs to unravel in such an organic nature that we did not have control of. That was beautiful in its own way. A lot of some of our earliest recordings, the waiting, you go back and listen to it, and we're still in love with it.
Yeah.
Because of how special of a moment that was for us as artists.
And that's
to come
what it should
together
be.
and
That's
create.
exactly what it
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, done in I don't remember what the space, it used to be like a kindergarten or something like that. Like John's boss let us like camp up there for a little while. I mean, we're just a bunch of old dudes trying to write something again.
That's out of sight. That's out of sight.
Yeah.
Listen, when it comes to normally I don't ask about the songwriting. That's Heather's usually thing. But I got a question about the songwriting. The bands and the artists that I produced and work with, they usually go off of the music. They gotta have the track first to get the vibe of the track, and then that'll direct them. How visual do you visualize the songwriting? Because a lot of pop artists I work with actually visualize the music video, and that's how they direct, how they write the lyrics.
That's funny that should be brought up today. No, I want you to chime in now.
okay, again,
That was the handoff. Sorry.
Start with the music, really.
Okay.
So, and again, like the experiences or the things that happens in your life. There are actually one song that's very surrealist. It comes from geometric shapes, and obviously talking about metaphorically. And again, it's a very rich visual, as you said.
And
wait for us to make the sounds.
Sorry, that's exactly what I wanted you to say, because when we get into this, like, we're about to start getting ready to do another music video.
Okay.
And we start coming up with the creative vision of it. And this time around, it was kind of made up outside of Mauricio's thought process. So after the idea for the video was created, he is allowed then to say, this is actually what I was thinking in the lyric process. So those ideas now get to be incorporated as the idea has already been preset.
That's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Well,
That's
and
gorgeous.
the reason I love to bring that up is first of all, I have written and I'm a singer. I'm not a gigging musician or anything like that, but I'm a huge Beatles fan, and Get Back is one of my favorite documentary series, and one of the reasons why I love it so much is you get to see the magic happen. you're literally sitting there and George walks in and goes, hey, I wrote this song last night, and it turns out to be like Taxman or something, and so I love to hear about the process. And how does the process change from project 1 to project 2? Do you have trouble recreating the magic?
Yeah, or do you even try to recreate the magic and try to make a whole new magic?
Is it hard to follow up from, we've made this masterpiece that we love so dearly, now let's see how we can make another one? Like, does that change, or?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I would say yes, it's changed. It's a very different experience this time around.
The new songs, right?
The new songs, yes.
Yeah.
I would say more of a challenge there to allow the organic nature to flow through. It still means through that struggling, there is organic in that. Like, we as humans are supposed to struggle, so sometimes you just keep beating a song, hanging up on a shelf for a few months, we come back to it, and that idea clicks in like that.
And you almost wonder if it's like a movie sequel or if it's an evolution, like it could go either way, right?
It's like sports.
It could actually
it's almost like sports. If you win the Super Bowl, trying to win another one, the next one is hard as hell.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the same approach.
You don't. That's right.
Like,
You damn sure
they've
don't.
seen it coming. I gotta change it up now.
But it could also be a progression or a succession. It could also be, this one could even be better. Because, like a movie sequel, it could either, be really great, or it could be, not so great. I don't know. I'm fascinated by that, just because I've done a little bit, I've dabbled, and it's a really interesting process, especially when you collaborate. Because Sean and I collaborated on stuff, and there are times where I took the lead on lyrics, he already had the track, or there are times where we wrote lyrics together. So that, it's just, I'm just fascinated. I think it's really interesting, and I hope that, you don't struggle. Well, I mean, I guess there's
In other
beauty
words,
in
you
the
don't
struggle,
want to fuck
right?
it up.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck it up. You want to. Doing the second one. The second one is easy to get fucked up because you got a set sound. You've established your sound on the first one. So the second one, subconsciously, you try to do better. But sometimes when you purposely try to do better, you end up fucking it up.
I said overthinking.
Overthinking a record is really easy to do. One note could screw up a song.
What
One progression.
What about, we talked about influences really briefly, but but Steve, who are your influences? Are there drum, guys that play drums that you're just like, I want it to be like
true. You don't normally hear drummers.
Well, it's like I asked when I interviewed the library last week. I asked their little drummer. He's like 13, and he said Buddy Rich.
Smart.
And I'm like,
he had to go back and watch some old Dean.
Who that is?
He had to watch some Dean Martin and some Johnny Carson to see that.
So talk, are there drummer influences?
Shoot, man. There are many bands. I mean, I have always been about the songwriting experience, not just about the percussive element. Okay. So it's one of my favorite drummers of all time has got to be Benny Greb, but he's a one-off drummer that he does more studio work, and but he's absolutely fantastic. He's got a whole theory about sound and creation of beats, and just anything in life you can feel it as a rhythm, and it's an approach that I've always tried to take when. And that's where, going back to the last question, struggling in this album process is like you come up with ideas, and then the second time around you're trying not to recreate the same exact thing. You're trying to look at it from a different angle. And it's the same with sounds. It's just I can create the same rhythms but use different sounds. How do I make this work?
Do you prefer the live to studio or studio to live?
It's like asking, which kid do you like more? It's kind of I don't want to piss one of them off. What would you say?
Studio thing is like having a camera in your face, and you need to do it not perfectly because you have the time to maybe do it again better, but definitely it's very stressful. It's kind of stressful situation to be in a
lot
studio.
of people prefer the studio, but then a lot of people always say that they like the feedback from the. But honestly, the feedback from the crowd can allow you to fuck the song up too. You can get so into the crowd that you forget to get into the song, and you just don't perform the song as well. That's why I asked that.
It was funny because you remember Eric said when we were talking to him during Valentine's Day, because he's a guitar player and he'll hear me in the crowd and it throws him off.
Yeah, That can happen.
It's really funny.
We're here with Erode the Dream. The name of this debut project is Neon Nightmares. I love that name.
And their band name is really cool too. And we were going to talk about, unless you guys want to talk about it on the next one, other ones that John's going.
Wait a minute, real quick before we go out of this set. Let's go into that. What were the alternate names for this band?
John's like, yeah.
What were the alternate names, man?
You can cuss. It doesn't. You can say whatever you want.
We had one, and like we were almost.
And I
ready
know a couple
for it.
more. We talked.
What's it called? Sea of Clouds.
Sea of Clouds. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It sounded like an evangelical group.
Yeah,
So
that
maybe
sounds
not.
very yacht rockish.
Sounds like that.
That's what we're.
I like that name actually in that moment, but
Yeah.
later I just
We all
maybe
wore
not.
Sperry's.
There was another
back
like
then.
beat trick.
We all were serious.
No. Yeah, that was an idea, and yeah, I think we liked it. And one of our final members, Robbie, who actually used to play with John in a previous band, came in, and we're all like, "Yeah, we're thinking this idea," and he just goes, "Ew,
Yeah, he didn't
no,
like it.
I do not like that." So it put us right back to the drawing board, and Erode the Dream shifted out in the final ones.
You guys got a hell of a creative process, man. I'm serious.
Yeah.
And it comes out perfectly with this perfect vinyl. This is perfect here.
It's beautiful.
This is perfect. How many did you have printed up?
Oh, I don't.
100?
Hey, give me. What are we? No.
200,
200,
100 clear.
200,000?
As the one you have in your hand.
250?
Are there any like at
Go buy them.
Monster? Are there? They're at Monster. Okay.
Yeah, Monster
Music?
and Record Stop just started hanging.
Oh, at Grey Cat. Grey Cat.
Grey
right
Cat
here in
as
Purcell.
well.
Okay. If they're open, oh, nice. What was the name of that one? Black Circle,
Black Circle.
in Somerville. Okay, I didn't even realize we had that many local
I didn't
record
realize that
stores.
either.
I knew about Grey Cat and Monster, but there's evidently so many more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess so. We're gonna take a break and play some Erode the Dream music, and then we'll be back with Archer and the other two other members of the band.
This great band,
Sweet.
Erode the Dream.
Check them out.
Thank you.
Now, this is what rock is supposed to sound like.
You make me a target. Still thought I broke your for you. Drum brings a perfect match. We'll tie you up as a neon sculpture, floating in an ultraviolet sky. Now we got to turn up the exposure. This sin not to look so dark. You are my slave and then I'll be yours. Just in a moment, spark us up again.
You are listening to The Classic Rock Show.
Hey there, welcome to That Classic Rock Show, and we have Erode the Dream.
Hey now.
That's
Erode
right.
the Dream.
And so I've got a couple of members that are up here that were up here before. And, one question I have was there a new sound or some interesting sound that was put on this latest record?
So I think we're pushing a little bit more of a. I mean, we have a lot. This record right
For the
here?
new songs we're writing. We're working on.
Any of the songs, was there a particular pedal, or was there a particular sound, or a guitar, or some kind of?
I'll let Ryan go on that one first.
Ethereal kind of sound that might have been in there.
Could be good to know who.
So I guess
who are you? I mean,
both
what
of us
you doing?
use like a stereo setup
band.
where our amps are in stereo with effects pedals that are stereo. I also run a dry signal as well, so adding a lot of ambient effects and so it doesn't get lost and everything. I mean, there's a lot of that ambient reverse guitars. There's a lot of lead solos Ryan's doing the whole time. Just a lot of distortion as well. Go ahead, Ryan.
If you technically want to know what we use, I can tell you, but I don't think anybody else really cares, but I don't know. We use a lot of delays, a lot of reverbs. We use Strymon timeline, Strymon Big Sky. Those are our main reverbs and delays. We also have a couple Boss delays. You have the Infinite Granite.
Yeah. So I use that more like a weird noise between sets.
Kind of just it's like freeze almost.
Yeah, Mauricio uses a lot of vocal effects live as well, so you could probably talk about that. He uses a dry, like a clean mic, and then a distorted / effects mic, and so he blends all those live as well. So
Well, being the vocals my instrument, I really like to filter it through effects.
Yeah.
And I started using, I used it for a long time, the Chaos Pad 3. You can just move parametrically the effects. But now we changed for a special vocals pedal.
It's a Boss pedal that has some built-in presets that Mauricio's tailored to what he wants it to sound like. It's just more like the signal that it gives to the front of the house is so much stronger, and it gives a
because it's especially for vocals.
Right, for vocals.
So the main effects, I love a delay. I love delay and flanger. I use it a couple times.
A lot of reverbs, sure.
Exactly.
I feel like as a vocalist, and I'm not one, but my go-to is always reverb and delay. I always feel like it makes me sound better.
Keep the tail of the phrase or something.
There's a funny story. So we record most of our stuff, this whole album with Eric Rickard out at Big Animal Studios. That's Eric Bass from Shinedown Spot out in Charleston. The funny part, when we're recording vocals, Eric's always trying to coach Mauricio to give him a performance or something. Well, Mauricio actually gives the effect with his voice, what he wants it to sound like. And then Eric's like, okay, well, I don't have to do any effects now because he just did it in the vocal instead of just giving me a vocal and adding the effects. He already gave it to me. So it makes his life easier in some aspect, but then also it's like we're trying to match things up, so sometimes it's hard to do. But yeah, last time we were recording, he was like, make it. It was the part that it was in the background you were singing.
Yep.
You made it sound like you were in the other room, but you were in the same room that you were in. He was like, "What the heck did he just do?" I was like, "All right,
Yeah,
I'll just leave it like that."
You know, I'm glad that you guys got together with Eric Rickard on it.
I love Eric.
Dude, he is a great, recording engineer. I remember years and years and years ago, a long time ago, that me and the guys at the time, I was playing bass in this band called Wicked Love, and he did a really great job on a lot of those recordings.
His big thing with this with Neon Nightmares, he actually helped co-produce it. Like, he brought ideas to the.
Oh, yeah.
He brought, like, we had a piano, a xylophone. Steve played some like tom,
Cellos.
like rototom drums. We had a cello. We recorded a bunch of ambient noises outside of the property we were at. Bunch of acoustic guitar Dickie had to play.
And how's that studio now since
my God.
they moved it from, I think, what used to be right near like the Bohemian Bowl.
Yeah, so it was Ocean Industries back in the day. And
Yeah.
they moved it. I can't tell you where it's at, but
Of course.
it's
Right.
it's a lot smaller, but I think they had a lot more space than they actually needed previously. So they're making the same great sounds. Any Shinedown record that you've heard is made in that studio.
Oh yeah, fully aware of
so
that.
it's like all the new songs they just put out is from there. So it's just like there's some creative energy in there as well that you kind of can pull from as well. I think it's a great spot. Very very lucky that we actually are able to use that space. A lot of bands. I mean, but like what Steve was saying in the first segment, we recorded our first single in a daycare with our own stuff. No technical help from anybody else. We just recorded everything, all the drums separately, all the other guitars, vocals tracked, and then the middle part of the song where it gets quiet, it's literally Mauricio singing in a hallway, and we just recorded the hallway. So it's practical.
Now, I got a question for Mauricio here. Now, I was talking to you earlier off camera, and you said you're from Colombia, South America.
Yep.
And did you move here just to join this band, or have you been here for a long time and been in other bands?
No, this is my first band here. I used to be obviously in Colombia, like several bands. I was
Drew,
singing for,
what else?
And were they
Drew,
always like rock bands?
Oh yeah.
yeah, rock bands. There's
Industrial.
Cosmic Drama, Droom, a couple of Metallica tributes, and
And you did a lot of these in English or in Spanish?
both.
Okay.
I mean, depending on the song. Actually, we have one Spanish song
Right,
in
so
that
we were,
album.
we were
depending on-
recording, or we were writing songs for this
The-
first album, and I was like, "Hey man, just do a song in Spanish. I mean, well, might as well. That's your native tongue. I might as well."
Sometimes the creativity or the lyrics just lands in your head. Let's say in Spanish. It's
Yeah.
like no, let's write in English. No, it's already
Yeah,
born
no, it's no.
You know,
in
and
Spanish. So
I've had people ask me before, when I listen to music, like, do I really pay attention what the lyrics are? And honestly, I don't. I actually listen a lot to I listen to a lot of the tone and timbre and notes more than I do actually the lyrics. So a lot of times I'm fond of like listening to somebody in a different language doing it, because honestly there's probably a lot of songs that are in English that I couldn't even really tell you what the lyrics were. I just knew the melody because of the notes that are being sung.
It was funny recording the vocals for that Spanish song. Rickard was like, "You're gonna have to tell me where he's at in this song because I have no idea what he's saying." I was like, "Okay, well, just it goes down and it just repeats
we
and
had
this
the
and
lyrics
that."
printed out and
Yeah, so Eric's like, "Is that?" And so I couldn't give him any notes about the pronunciation because I have no clue. But like English words, I can be like, "Hey, try this instead."
But also, I think the cool thing about that song, Vagabundo, is that we had Becca
Yep.
from the band Husbands come in, and she sings backup behind Mauricio, all in Spanish as well.
Right. So that was the hardest part, finding a female vocalist who can sing in English and in Spanish to help us with these songs.
Is there a lot of females that are here in Charleston that can sing in Spanish, or might have
I think there are. They're just it's hard to nail them down to actually match our sound.
John found her in Colombia,
Yeah, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
So I was
about an hour away from here.
Yeah, I was friends with her in the I knew them together. They're a husband-wife band, and so I just put it out there, and she's like, "Yeah, I could probably do it." And so I sent her the scratch song. She's like, "Okay, send me the lyrics, and we'll work on it that way." And then she came down, really recorded in Eric's house because the studio was being used, and it sounds amazing. I mean, it adds so much of a layer to the songs. She's on 2 of the songs.
I loved how it's noticeable her English accent singing in Spanish. It's very exotic, very
Right.
cool.
he was saying, yeah, she's singing Spanish, but it sounds like an English person to sing, which is
with an English accent.
Yeah, I didn't put it together until he said that. I was like, man, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a good combination.
Yeah, a lot of words in that song, so I'm glad she nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there going to be anything particularly like noticeable with your upcoming show that maybe has been different from your other shows?
I mean, just really the music farm being bigger, right?
Yeah, it's a bigger venue.
These guys always complain about us stage left taking up too much room on the stage, so we'll see if we can get those guys to scoot around a little bit.
Yeah, it's a nice room. I was actually in there about a couple days ago watching The Descendants.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
With my friend John Picard, who I love hanging out with. He gives me a real punk rock, education, and I was down there at the pit, or at least the little, the ground part, and there was like people mosh pitting, and I'm like, oh wow, So, do you expect similar things happening out in the crowd? What is your favorite crowd moment that you've seen so far? I'm sure there's been something.
Go ahead, man.
Just seeing all the people. I mean, honestly, like
there's a part in Witchery that always catches people off guard
because there's a pause.
There's a pause in the song, and then there's a solo right after it, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that was," and then the solo. Hold on, what am I doing here?
Yeah. So that's always fun to get people with that one.
So
in the Pentagram concert, I felt the people were very
responsive.
Yeah,
exactly.
we played with that band Pentagram a couple months ago, and it was insane.
It's that guy. If you don't know Pentagram, I had to be educated.
Crazy
on this.
eyes. That's
He's like. He's significantly older.
He's old as hell. He got no teeth.
Yeah, and his hair goes like this with the fan, and he does this weird eye thing. That's probably what I'm going to end up looking like when I'm older.
So yeah, we do a lot of social media, so we actually had to film a reel to give away tickets, and we utilized his meme like eyes, so everyone else in the band was doing the meme eyes, and then it was me just talking about the show.
That's fine. Yeah.
Now, Ryan, got a big question for you because I know you're a guitar player. I'm a guitar player too. So what I'd like to ask you is there anything on this album or anything that y'all are playing together? What is your favorite solo? Do you have a favorite, or is it another one of these, that's like asking my kids which one I like more?
Yeah, which one of my kids? Yeah.
I mean, I can say my favorite right now is "Burn My Shadows." That one.
Oh, on the upcoming record, yeah. So I've gotten a little more experimental in utilizing tricks and stuff like that on the upcoming album. But out of the release stuff, I don't know. I like what I do on Vagabundo. That's fun. Mm-hmm. I use the whammy pedal on Witchery in like a kind of like a tribute to Tom Morello. It's like me doing like a small version of what he does, and then I don't know. I think my favorite would probably have to be the solo on "Becoming Ghosts."
Okay.
I don't know. It's a kind of like a I don't know. It's a lot of tremolo picking, a lot of wah. You can hear different people that I'm inspired by in that solo. So yeah. I think that would probably be my favorite child so far.
Do you ever feel like when you're in the studio, and this has happened to me before, as a lead guitar player, where they say, "Go ahead, let's record it," and then you hit it, and you're like, "It's not like I want it, or it's not as good as I want it to be," and then you do like 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 takes. And then the engineer looks at you and you're like, "Man, the first one was like the best one." Like, well, I don't know what you were thinking. Like, You ever get like that? Because I had that to me one time.
Our big thing is I try to prepare him, and we try to record scratch tracks before we get there, so he has a feel of where things will go, and so it doesn't catch him off guard.
Prepared and well versed when we're going in.
So yeah,
we do a lot of pre-production.
There was a lot of re-recording of solos, especially of these new songs that aren't even out yet. That we came back to it and did it again. So.
Yeah, I think another one of my favorite solos, again, will be on, our upcoming album. Yeah, I just
Burn My Shadows is good.
That one's good, but the one on Arise.
Arise, yes,
is one I like a lot.
And Eric's helped us mold and make these songs more than they are. So we'll present him with an idea, and like we have a song that he literally like wrote all
restructured
everything. We're like, okay,
That's
we
the
don't
gr-
even know how to play this song, but okay.
That's the great thing about Eric Rickard is that you go in there as a band, and then you end up with like an extra bandmate, like in the process.
Yeah, he's
and
definitely the sixth member.
yeah, and you get to a point where you're like, sometimes he'll bring up something and you go, oh yeah, like that's pretty cool. All right, and then you might have to switch up the song a little bit.
Like the drums on Pink Rope. Mauricio, talk about that.
The
style.
intro?
Yeah, the intro.
Pink Rope, someone actually, he's very big fan of Sepultura. And he said like, oh, that intro, the guitar part sounds like Arise from Sepultura. So that gave us, and mostly Steve, an idea to give it very like tribal intro, kind of the drumming part, jungle thing. So that was an idea from Eric. I love
he brought these
Sepultura
crazy
as well.
drums in. And maybe those were his marching
And being
drums or
Eric
something.
being a drummer
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, I got these in storage. I'm gonna go bring them for next time you're here. Like, okay,
Yeah,
that's
so we
cool.
have marching drums, and Steve's in there,
So we
playing all these toms.
push Steve to do that live. He loves that. He's like, what did I do again? I was like, I don't know. I don't play drums.
Well, we're kind of coming up to a wrap here,
Yeah, wrap it
and
up.
was there anything that you guys wanted to say, to the camera and let the fans and the audience know about the upcoming show, the album, anything?
So Music Farm, August 21st. Again, we play first, so we're at 8 o'clock. A bunch of other great bands. You can catch us erodethedream.com. We're on Spotify, all the streaming services.
Apple Music,
YouTube, TikToks. We're
yeah.
on everything. So you can see some crazy videos on Instagram. We post a lot of stuff on TikTok before it's on the Instagram as well.
You can get our merch from our website.
Yeah,
You can get our
erodethedream.com's got
albums.
merch. My son just made a t-shirt that he's trying to sell, so maybe you can see him at the next show selling merch for us. He's 10 years old, but he thinks he knows how to sell merch.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, everything's great. Pick up an album. We actually have CDs as well for people that don't like vinyl, which is weird, but
I mean,
That will be a great show.
yeah, great
it's
show.
going to be a great show. Get a great lineup, great
August
bands.
21st. Thoroughfare, Ugly Poets, Never Ending Ordinary, and us, Erode the Dream.
Excellent. Well, this is Erode the Dream, and we are That Classic Rock Show. So be sure to tune in, check these guys out, make sure to make it to the show, and we'll see you next time.
Road the Dream.
That Classic Rock Show is brought to you by the Rock Pal Jam Sessions and the Pub on 61, 2366 Ashley River Road, Charleston, South Carolina.